All right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to this session where we're going to chat about how to build your database fast. That's what we're going to talk about today. So the main intention is I'm going to look at the screen. So what's going to happen is we're going to go through these slides and I won't be able to share the slide with you guys. The only thing you can do is look at my face, which is pretty cool as well, right? So hope you guys don't mind it. I'm see if I could actually share the slides as well. Oh, the other thing I could actually do, that might actually work for you guys. Some of you guys, if you want to come and join me for the better experience with the slides and everything, I'll give you the link as well. So come and join me. If you already have a Zoom, come and join me here on this link so that we can actually have a better interaction. You guys can see the slides. So the link is here. If you want to see the slides, if you want to join me, come and join me on Zoom. Better link, better everything in that way. But if you can't, if you don't have a Zoom, then that's fine. You just get to see my face for tonight, right? So I'm going to go through a lot of stuff today. So it's one of the biggest thing. We're going to talk about quite a good stuff. And let me put my slides up as well. So for those guys who are jumping on, coming on Zoom, come on Zoom if you want to have a better experience, because I just couldn't share the slides on this side. But for the other guys, if you just want to watch on Facebook, that's fine as well. Just keep watching. I'll probably put in a better video later sometime after we finish the session. So let's get started. Today's topic is pretty simple, right? How to build your list, how to build your database fast. This is 2019, I think 2nd of October. We're doing this session. If you watch this in next couple of years, things might be different, but what we're going to talk about is what works today, right? This is really important. If you run a business, I'll give you my bit of background. What happened is many years ago when I got started for the first time, and I hired my first mentor to help me in the business. And I said, okay, this is really cool package. We put it together. And he said, Jack, very nicely done. Now this is package. Go and give it to your database. And I was like, which database we're talking about? I don't have any database. He said, do you have a list? Do you have a list of people you could actually go and speak to? I said, nothing. I have zero, nothing at all. So that was my first introduction to the database. The other one introduction was when we were about to sell our company. And at that time was pretty interesting, right? We had hey Colin, welcome. We had a pretty good interesting chat. So when you're about to sell your company, when you want to go and speak to a lot of people, hey Anu, welcome. When you want to speak to people and you want to sell, the couple of things they ask you, right? The number one thing they ask you is what's your revenue look like, and what's your outgoing look like, and number three they always ask is what's your database look like as well, right? So they always ask you what your database look like. Some of the things they always look at your database is how active your database is as well. They want to see the stat, right? So it's really important. As a business owner, we all must have a database, right? We all must have a database, and the database must be growing as well. So this is my introduction to the database world, which wasn't that good when I got started. So now these days, I want to make sure everybody's got a database, right? So if you don't have it, this is pretty good starting step for you to understand. You need a database. You must have a database. You must be working on this to have it in place as well, right? So really important, right? So all of you guys on Facebook at the moment, if you're joining me, come and join me on Zoom. The link is here. So you can actually have a better experience, because slide just didn't work on this side, right? So this is really important, right? So database is important. So let me ask you this question. If you guys can see me, hear me, and watching this, let me know this thing, one thing. Do you have a list of your existing clients today? Do you have a list of your existing clients today? Let me know. Do you have a list? So if I say to you, go and speak to your existing clients who you served in last couple of years, right? You've been in the business for a while. You've been serving a lot of people. You know, do you have a list of those people? Can you go and send out an email? Can you go out and send an SMS to those people? Do you have a list, right? Let me know. Do you have a list of those people who you served in the past? Do you have the list at the moment? If you have, let me know. Do you have a list of those people? Really important, right? Do you have a list of those people? The second thing is, do you have a list, or are you currently building a list of your potential clients? Are you putting together a list of your potential clients, right? What's the answer to this? Are you actually putting together some sort of list of your potential clients who you can actually go and say, hey, I'm launching this, or hey, I'm going to be doing this? Are you putting together something now? So yeah, always adding to, which is pretty cool, right? This is really important for all of us, that we must be working on this, right? Yeah. So who is this presentation for? If you're a business owner and you're looking to grow your business, right? The other one is you would like to build your list together, right? Build your database. You want to take your database to the next level. You would like to have a consistent flow of clients. Those clients actually pay you. You make money, right? That's the reason. So if you're one of those people, this is for you. If that doesn't fit in anything, don't waste your time. And because we're going to go through all this stuff, talk about business and list and stuff, right? So this is the business goal, right? The goal is to build a list of your potential clients so you can make more sales. That's the reason we build a list, right? So you can actually make more sales. You want to make more sales. That's why we want to have a list in place. So what happens is, when I got started for the first time in my first business was, we were asked by a lot of people, we were approached by a lot of people, do you want to buy a list from us, right? A lot of people asked me this, do you want to, I didn't understand it at the time, but buying a list doesn't actually help sometime, right? The reason for that is those people don't know you. What people do is, especially in the Asian countries, and I've seen that happening so many times now, they go through yellow pages. They put a plugin in on top of the yellow pages, and they extract out plumbers. They extract out, whatever that, car yard people. They extract out all those numbers and they give it to different people and they sell those lists, right? So one of the things you'll never ever do is, unless you really 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 required, is add your number and phone on yellow pages. Because one of the things yellow pages does is, because a lot of people, this call centers get it in Asian countries, and that's why you're probably going to get a lot of calls, right? A lot of calls. Those are not business calls. Those are people who calling from those Asian countries or somewhere, trying to sell you something. So it works the other way around. So really important, right? We want to build a list which you build in your business, so you can actually speak to people, so you can build or do sales. The goal is not just to build a list for the sake of building it, because having 20,000, 50,000, or 100,000 people in your database doesn't do much, because if you can't make money, right? So the end of the day is, we want to build a business. That's why we want to do it. So the question here today is how to keep track of your existing clients. So I just wanted to put this slide together for all those people who just want to understand first, how do I keep track of all those people who I'm serving, right? Today I'm serving a lot of people and I've got a lot of clients. How do I keep track of those people? So this is very specific to them. So if you're just starting out, Google Sheets works really well, right? So you're starting out, you don't have a lot of people. Google Sheets work really, really well. It's online. You don't need to work on Excel. Pretty much same as Excel, but work that way as well. MailChimp is the other one. HubSpot CRM, we used it in our previous business. HubSpot CRM is absolutely gold and it's free. It's a free tool, so you can use it. We used it. We integrated with a lot of stuff in our previous business, so it was pretty cool. Zoho is the other one. Uh, Salesforce is the best one if you have a big database and you want to do a lot of integration. I think they are the top ones, right? Yeah, Keep is Infusionsoft is pretty cool as well. I'm a ClickFunnels guy. I don't like Infusionsoft. I'm on the other side, just because it's just too big, right? So too heavy for small business. If you go, you need technical people to help you. They charge a lot of money. It's a big one. So if you signed up, which is cool, so you'll see you need to have a lot of people to help you with this. Um, but so let me ask, sort of clarify before we get into the detail, is what do I mean by list? A list is a database of your potential clients or existing clients, right? Whatever that might be, is just a database, right? Of your existing clients and your potential clients, the people who might want to do a business with you, right? So for the sake of this presentation, what we're going to do is we're only going to talk about your potential clients, those people who are not your clients. So you want to put them in your database. So this is for this presentation. We're not going to talk about your existing clients. We're only going to talk about the potential clients, people out there who have no clue who you are and what you do, right? That's the intention. So this is what we're going to do. So why it is important for us. Um, it's really interesting that you want to speak to people or your potential clients whenever you want to speak to, right? So if you have something coming up, you want to sort of have a one-way communication going on. You want to speak to them. You want to let them know you have something coming up. You want to sell something, anything, right? Any communication, it's there. So it's there and it's available. You want to speak to them, right? That's the reason too. For us or for all of you guys to understand what we're talking about to build this list, the first thing, it's really important for us to understand the process first, right? So we talk about list building, which is important. We want it, we all need it, but we want to understand the process first. As I said earlier, I think if you attended any of my other webinars, I always talk about this. Sales is an elimination process. Sales is not, sales is not collecting or speaking to the right people. Sales is an elimination process, means that you don't want to sell to everybody. If you're trying to sell to everybody, the only thing you're going to do is piss people off. We don't want to piss people off. We don't want to make them annoyed. We just want to speak to the right people, right? There might be 50 people out there, but those 50 people are not ready to work with me. They're not ready to work with me. So I only want to speak to those people who are ready to work with me, right? So save my time, save their time as well. So what we do is, just to understand this process, there's a cold people out there who have no clue who you are, what do you do? That's the world, right? Rest of the world, pretty much, they have no clue what you do. Some people understand it a little bit. Some people gone to your website. Some people watched this video. Some people did something. Some people understand it. They looked at, checked it out, right? They shook your hand. They know, they understand it. They're a bit warm, right? The other one is hot. So it means that they actually exchange their contact detail. They spend a bit of time with you. They had one-on-one with you. They had a meeting with you. They understand what you actually do, right? So they're the hot people. So what we're going to talk about today for this presentation is how to take people from this cold to warm to hot, right? Make them hot so that they're ready to do business with you, right? That's what we're going to talk about. And because of this, as I said earlier, sales is an elimination process, right? Take people from cold to warm to hot. That's the only thing we have to do, because what it does is it's pretty much eliminate the rest of the world, right? So because you eliminate rest of the world, you're only speaking to the people who are right, who are ready, and who are ready to give you the money as well. And I'll show you exactly how that works as well at the end. It'll be really interesting, right? I promise you'll find it really interesting, because it's something totally different. So here is the way things work, right? So we have free content. You give away free stuff, something, PDF, book, or some sort of video, some sort of program, something, right? Then you have a tripwire, means that you give them something very small in value. It's $1, $2, $7, $47. Anything below $100 is kind of a tripwire. You give them your book or something for free. The intention behind it, this is what you want to sell, right? You want to sell them the core product. That's what we want to sell at the end, right? So building a list works in that way is you go through steps, means that you give them free content, you exchange details, or you give them a tripwire, you give them some sort of, dollar value in exchange. The goal is not to build a list. The goal is not to give them the free things. The goal is to sell your core product, whatever that core product is. That might be 12-week program. That might be spend time with me on a weekend and programs, or sell your consulting. Whatever you're doing, that's your core product. That's what you want to sell, right? Everything else is kind of you're giving away for some reason, right? So traditional marketer, let's talk about this very quickly, right? We'll give you an example, right? So there was about 2015, 2014, 2016, sorry, not 2016, yeah. So we had our technology company, right? So we built a technology company, and we hired a marketing company at the time. And they were pretty cool. We paid about $35,000 to them. and they came in and they sat down and they built our engine, they built everything for us, which was pretty good. They actually said to us that you need to have list building, right? You want to build a list, you want to give away something, you want to have a squeeze page. That's the name they give. Squeeze page is where you squeeze their email address out of them, squeeze that stuff out of them, right? So they call the squeeze page, which was pretty cool, right? So they said, you must have this kind of stuff, right? So we built it. That didn't actually work for us. And I'll tell you the reason for that as well. And that we're talking about 2016. We wasted a lot of money. We tried it for 6 months to 1 year. That didn't actually work for us, that entire strategy. And this is what that strategy looked like. So this is my page today. And this is what it is. Right now, it's working. Right now, if you go on my website, you'll see this is, get you to click on this and get to this. So this is the traditional marketing says that, you give them email address and you give them something in return. Like they give you the email address, that's a squeeze page. They give you name or email address or phone number sometime, and then you give them something at the end, right? So this is the traditional marketing. We've been doing this for ages, right? So the internet marketing started a long time ago. Dan Kennedy was the guy who actually kind of invented this in a indirect way. So internet marketing, because Dan Kennedy invented it long time ago, that was the time when the internet just came out. I don't know if you guys remember it. 20 years ago, when we got any email, when we received any email, we pretty much read it. Right? There was a time when email hit your inbox, you couldn't wait to open it and read it. That's what we were doing, right? We were reading all the emails. We were doing everything in the internet space. So having somebody's email address at the time was really valuable, right? Think of those times, right? Having somebody's email address at the time was really valuable. People give you email address means that meant something for them, right? So problem with that today is, and from last few years is, email open rate is about 10 to 20% these days, right? Look at your inbox, look at my phone today. If you look at my phone, I don't know if you can see it, it's about 32,000 emails or 33,000 emails, which I haven't checked, right? There's so many emails I've got. And you look at your inbox as well. There's so many emails we wouldn't have looked at it, right? So in some industries, it's about 3%, right? So it's really crazy. People are not opening up their emails. So this is on the right-hand side. If you, or you can't see it, some of you guys can't see the screen. So on the right-hand side, it's my, it's about 10% open rate or 12% open rate, right? As an average in my emails, which I send out to a lot of people, the average is about 12%, right? So that's what I'm getting at the moment from this of my list, right? So which is not that cool. So if I send it out to 100 people, only 12 people get to see it. Only 12 people click on it. Only 12 people read it. Out of 12 people, only 1 or 2% actually click on something. So out of 100 people, if you look at it, only one person doing anything, right? So it's really bad as a business owner. You spend a bit of time in doing that, right? So you put it all together, like, if you look at my example, put a bit of time and putting this PDF together. I was speaking to somebody today, that person spent about, 80 hours of his work and to put this stuff together, right? So that's a lot of time. That's a lot of effort. And doing this is just not going to help, right? So this is what happens today. So what's the solution? How do we actually do it? What can we do? What can we do? What is the solution in 2019? Because we want to build a list. We want to have people's contacts. We want to have people's email address. Some sort of contact, so we can actually reach out to them when we do it, right? So let me know. What do you guys think? Before I go into the detail, what do you think? What's the solution to this? How do we do it? What's the solution to this? What are the other things available out there which we can use? Anybody, let me know. Take a break. Anything. What do you guys think? What's available out there which we can use today? Other than this, what's the solution, right? So yeah, absolutely. Messenger bots is the number one thing, right? So Facebook audience building and the messenger bots. Messenger bots is pretty cool, right? SMS the other one. Yeah, absolutely. SMS the other one. So any of those things are pretty cool. So we'll talk about this Facebook audience building and Facebook Messenger bot, right? Audience building and Facebook Messenger bot, which is pretty good, right? So what it means that you don't actually have to have just email address and phone number for those people. You can have Messenger bot integrated with them as well, because Messenger bots open rate at the moment is about 98%. Right, 98%. It's like going back in 1998 or 1999 and having that access to the email. So imagine that, right? So everything today is like that. So emails were at the time pretty famous. Today messenger bots are pretty cool. So if you haven't integrated, this is the time. And I promise you, after you watch this, you'll be like, holy crap, I want that happening in my business, because this is really good, right? Messenger bots are really cool. That you must have it, must integrate it, because if you don't have it, you don't have a time to speak to those. I mean, don't have any way to speak to people, because people don't open up their emails, right? So let me give you an example. Let me close this and I'll show you what happens at the behind the scenes. So some of you guys wouldn't be able to see the screen, but all the other guys who are here, you'll be able to see it. Let me show you this. So this is my page, right? I'll show you this page first. So this is my page at the moment. So when you fill out these details, all these details, put in the, and you press this, it get into the next page. So it means that I'm actually collecting their email addresses as well. I'm getting their phone number as well. But along with that, I'm also asking them to click here. I'm asking them to grab you. If you want to grab this case study, click on this. So they click on this. What happens is when they click on this, it goes into the messenger bot as well, right? So it's in a messenger bot as well. So here it is. So in the messenger bot as well, right? So they can actually get the case study, they can join the, all these. So what it means is I'm actually doing one more step, not just giving them the access to that. So if you look at the email, which is going to go to that person as well, when they fill out the details, email actually also asking them to go to the messenger bot. Not just giving them the file or download a book or anything. So they actually go into that. So once they actually click on this, then they actually get to the real page, a real video, which they're supposed to be getting, right? So this is how that happens. So they can look at this video, which is step number 3. Means that now I have their email address, now I have their name, now I have their phone number, now I also have added them into my bot messenger, right? So because of that, you have a lot of stuff. So what it means is, it's just for you guys, is add an extra step in your process today, right? So if you're asking them to download anything, have an extra step in the middle, which says to them that click on this to download. Means that they get to messenger bot first before they actually get to see whatever that might be. Might be a book, might be your video, or anything you want to give away as part of this. They have to go to that other place, right? Get it from there. Same example, I'm gonna give you this as well. This is where that gone? That's PDF, which I had, right? So if you click on this, so if you are here on this, so look at this one. This is the PDF, exactly my page. If you click on this, this is a page. People usually put a wrong email address. You probably have seen it. You probably have done it as well. So if I put a wrong email address, I still get to the next page, right? Still get to the next page, and it still happens this way, right? So this email which they're gonna get out of that email is also still sending them to my messenger bot. That's not directly for them to download it. They can actually still go to my messenger bot. So the email they're gonna get is a messenger bot email, right? So not straight away the file. Cool? Does it actually make sense? Are you guys getting the point, right? So it means that having that extra step in the middle will actually add people into your bots as well, along with the other one. So it means that we covered the email address. You still have the email address. You still have the phone number, and you also added them into your bot. Means that you can contact them anytime you like. The other thing, you just want to make you aware that Facebook is pretty sensitive in 2019 about the bot messages. So you can't speak to them pretty much every day, right? Email you can send as much as you like, nothing happens. They can press the button, put you in a spam. If they actually can notify you, Facebook actually might block your page. So just be mindful of that today. It's really important. You only speak to them now and then, not all every time, right? So, but there is a workaround as well, and I'm going to talk about that as well. That's okay. Don't worry about Colin. You covered. We fixed that for you. Don't worry. You covered in that space. So let's let's look at the third one, and we want to talk about this audience, which we talked about earlier, right? So really important, really important to understand this. The first one we said earlier was email addresses. Then you have bots, right? So what it means is, in a technical terms, that you must give away something for free. You must give them something for free. So going back to the same example which we talked about here, you must give them some sort of free content. If I'm going at the right place, this one, right? So you must give them some sort of free content. You must give them something, whether it's a PDF. So what do you give them, right? What do you must give them? So the answer to that would be, what is the most desired thing in your client's world today? If you give it to them today, right now, they would be like, holy crap, I never thought of this way, right? Something, right? So how to lose your way, or how to do this in a certain way. Usually it starts with how to. You must have how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. Anything other than that is just kind of waste of time. You must give them how to, because most people are looking how to's in the world. That's why number one videos on YouTube are selling or getting viewed or watched is called how to videos, right? They're number one in that space. So really important, you give them how to stuff. So let's look at the messenger bots in number one. So you must have that, add one step in there. The other one is a Facebook audience. Facebook audience is pretty cool stuff, right? Yeah, something, right? So Facebook audience, pretty cool stuff, right? This is the most cool stuff out there today to build the list. But what it means is, it doesn't actually give you or give you them their email address and phone number in your database. Means that you don't actually have physical anything available from your client in your database, but we still have, or you still have access to those people. So they don't give you their email address, they don't give you their phone number, but you still have access to them. I want to show you how that works, right? So this is the traditional way. As I said earlier, they give them the email address, and what happens is, the traditional way people used to do this. So the people put their email addresses, people put their phone numbers, and then what we used to do was, to complete the sales cycle, we used to give them a nurturing sequence, right? So I don't know if you guys know this, but we send them something, right? Nurturing sequence is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, like this. Means that in email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4. Then after a certain period of time, email 4 or 5, then we make them an offer. We give them some sort of offer. Means that, hey, this is available, come and attend my personal training session. Hey, this month I'm giving my remedial massage for $50. This is for you because you watched my emails, right? This is a very special offer. I want to give it to you so that they can come and watch you, right? They can come and buy from you. That's what we're looking to do. So it takes a bit of time, right? So you're sending them email, and it takes about a week or 10 days for them to respond back. So now we all know that today, the only thing people don't have it is time, right? Not that many people have time today. So by the time you send them, see the time, now look at the timing, right? So let's go back. Today, they press this button and they download something from your website. They have the email, you have the email address. Then in automation world, you have done this. You send them email 1, day number 1, day number 2, day number 3, day number 4, day number 5, day number 6. You send 6 days, every day you're sending them something. Some people say, I don't want to send them everything every day. I want to put a gap in. So it's about 10 days, right? 7, 8, or 10 days. And then you make an offer. So it means that you wasted 10 days. By the time they downloaded, by the time that you actually offered them something, it's about 10 days gap. It's a long time in the business world, right? So imagine every client's coming to you and you have to wait till 10 days. It's a bloody long time, right? 10 days to make an offer. So what do you must do, right? So I'll give you an example of this. So if you haven't looked at this, this is pretty cool stuff. So this is one of my videos, um, which I put it and send it to the places or targeted very specifically through Facebook ads, obviously, into the East Coast, right? East Coast of Australia, from Newcastle till Gold Coast, that part of the world. So I actually put it, so you can actually see at the bottom, it's about 12,000 views on this video. So this video is not watched in Melbourne or Victoria. This is the other part of the world, right? New South Wales. So what did I say there? How do you achieve authority and credibility? That's the first question I asked. And I put a training in. So this is about 1 hour training. So I did this training a while ago. Some of you guys attended this training. And I did this training and I sent it to those people, right? So a lot of people now understand it. So here is my Facebook stats. So I spent about $300 on this. And these are the stats. Very small stats, but look at these stats. So I spent about $300. And out of the $300, 100 or 65 people watched my 100% video, which is in 1 hour training. 100% or 65 people watched or spent about 1 hour with me. 1 hour with me, right? So if I look at it, forget 1 hour, right? Let's look at half, 50% of that. About 99 people watched that, right? About 99 people watched it. So now the funny thing is, if 99 people watched it, I spent about $300. So it's a $3 per person. Means that, now look at this. If I physically go and meet people one-on-one and spend 30 minutes with them, trying to explain them what I do, and we have a coffee, how much time I wasted, right? How much time I wasted. I still had a coffee. I still did that. I still paid for my coffee, which is $3 or $4, depending where you have it. In these $3, what I did is I spent that money and I put it there. 100 people spent 30 minutes with me. I wasn't there. They watched it. I didn't have to do anything. On that space, I ran this for about a week, right? About a week. So this is my testing going on, right? So I'm talking about test at the moment. So we did that, and people watched it, and about 99 people out of, I don't know how many, 12,000 people watched it. Out of 99 decided to spend 30 minutes with me. So see, remember what I said early on? Sales is an elimination process. So I didn't sell to everybody. I didn't sell to 12,000 people. I didn't sell to them. I only spoke to people. They already qualified themselves that they want to spend time with me. They want to watch my face. They want to listen to me. They decided. I didn't say anything. They decided out of 12,000 people. See, now the question here is, can I speak to them again, right? Can I speak to those people who decided to spend more time with me? Do you reckon I did it? Yes, I did it, right? I did do that. So I spent more time with those people who decided to spend more time with me. So, right? So this is what I did after that. This is what I did after that. So what I did after that was I said, hey, congratulations. You watched my day number 1 video. Very well done. Cool. So now I have something else for you guys. Watch my day number 2 video. This is for you, very special. I only send it to people who watched my 50%. I didn't send it to everybody. I didn't send it to 12,000 people. I sent it to only people who watched it. See the amount I spent? It's $9 now. I didn't have to spend $300 or $5,000 or anything. I only had to spend $9. Out of those people, 10 people still watched 50% of that. Can you see that? 10 people still watched 50% of that, right? Here is the numbers look like. So I want to show you the numbers, right? At the back and what it looks like. So 99 people watched it, which was 50% of the other video. 99, I spent about $300. 10 people watched the other video, which are self-qualifying. So what I'm doing is, remember what I said? Cold, warm, and then hot, right? Cold, warm, hot. I'm just doing the same thing, what I taught you earlier, right? Cold, warm, and hot. So I'm making them warm, cold, and taking them to that space, right? So I'm making them cold, warm, and hot, right? That's what I'm doing. So 99 people, 10 people on this side, 9 people at the end, I'm send them that book a call with me. Out of those 10 people, 9 people booked a call with me, right? So they are pretty ready, right? They're really hot because they spent a bit of time with me. altogether they spent about 1 hour with me, right, without me being there. So they watched my stuff. They 9 people booked the call. So anybody like to guess how much I sold? Anybody like to guess? Give me the number. How many actually bought it at the end? 9. Wish 6 bought it. 6 bought it, right? 6 bought it. Out of 9 people booked a call, 6 people bought it, which is pretty cool. Initial investment, $310. Initial investment, $310. Money made, or the revenue was $6,000. Right? So investment was $310. People bought $6,000. Will that work every time? No, that won't work every time. You need to know your audience. You need to know who you speak to. But I'm just showing you the power of this, right? Power of building the audience on Facebook. How good is this? Once you know your stuff, once you know your business, once you know your offer, once you know your clients really well, it works like everything. Because what are you doing out of 50,000 people out there? You eliminating the rest and only speaking to the right people, because those are the right people. They want to work with you. You don't want to work with everybody. So this is a big bloody deal. When you speak to people like that, you only speak to the right people. You don't want to speak or waste your time speaking to the people out there who are kind of interested, right? They might be interested. We don't want to speak to those people. We only want to speak to the people who are ready to buy from us, right? That makes a sense, right? That makes perfect sense. So now, did you guys understand this? Did you guys get the point, right? So building an email address, building a database has no use today if people are not buying from you. Look at the 10-day cycle, right? People forget, people don't open up emails. So you don't want to rely on that. You just want to qualify people step by step and take them to the next level, right? Yeah, that's right. So you take them to the process, right? It's really important to do a whiteboard, right? No, not at all. Not at all. No, try it. Price is an excuse for those people who don't know you. Price is an excuse for people who have no clue. Remember that? A lot of people bought from you or from me as well without me asking me for a price at all. And you bought it from a lot of people without even talking about the price. Price is the people that put it together. Then when people think that price might be a problem. No, never. A price is never a problem. When you actually, people know you, people like you, people trust you, they'll just buy anything from you, right? Price is a logical justification at the end. The question was price, sorry. The question from Troy was, do we need to pre-qualify people for the price points? Right, so that was the question. So if you want to chat with everybody, guys, just click on, instead of all panelists, click all panelists and attendees so everybody can see it as well. All panelists come to me only. All panelists come to me. All panelists and attendees goes to everybody who's on the call here today. Cool. So does that make sense, right? So it's really important to see that, really important to understand this. Price and everything else is an excuse for a lot of people, only when they don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, right? So if they trust you today, believe me, they do anything to make sure that their problem gets solved. And if they know that you're the person who can solve their problem, they'll do anything to come to buy from you. Right? They always do anything because you are the person who have that magic bullet to solve the problem for them. Really important, right? So here's a recap, right? So let's look at it very quickly. We looked at emails, right? So you want to give them something for free and collect the email. We still do that. You still do that as well. I still don't let them. Some people like reading it, so I don't want to ignore them, right? I still do that. But what I did is I added one more step. Means that before I give them something, I have this thing called a Facebook Messenger bot in the middle. So you put that in the middle. By doing this, you have email, you have them in the Facebook bots as well. That makes sense, right? Yeah, so I market to people who watched 50%. Yes, you can do it to anything. You can do it to 10%, you can do it to 100%, you can do it to 50%, 75%. Decide whatever. I decided 50%, yes. So anything, right? We can decide the video you want to market to anybody. The last one is the Facebook audience, right? Facebook audience is pretty cool. So instead of physically building or collecting email addresses, get them to your bots or anything, you just give them content. So who's number one in Australia today? Who's doing this the best? um, Kervin Ray is doing the best in Australia because he just give free content. Free content means it's not free. He's just building his audience at the back end, because you watched his video for 6 minutes, you'll see other video coming up to you directly as well. Not any other people will see it, you'll see it, right? And the third one, so who else is doing globally? Gary Vaynerchuk is doing really well, Rob. So a lot of people doing really well without you knowing it, because you think, or I thought early in my days as well, that they just giving me pretty cool content for free. I was pretty excited, but what they knew is they giving stuff because they are taking me through a journey, right? They give me one, then they give me two, they give me three, they give me four, and then make an offer. So what is the fun part is? Well, let me explain. I don't know if you understood or got the understanding of this fun part is. Before that, we talked about 10 days, right? That it takes 10 days. They download your PDF or your ebook, whatever, and email sequence goes to them. It takes about 10 days to complete the cycle. In this one is, it all depends upon the user, how quickly they watch your video number one, and then they go to video number two. If they watch video number one today, 50%, they get to see my video number two tomorrow, straight away, right? So they get to decide it if they watch today, and they get to see straight away, basically. So it doesn't mean that have to wait for days and days, because some people, you know that, I know that, some people are ready quicker than everybody else, right? Some people are ready today. They have a problem. They want to buy from you today, right now. They're ready. So why do we want to wait or make them wait for 10 days? Because things might change. So it's really important, right? So we want to make sure that we serve those people quicker and fast who are ready to buy from us. We don't want them to wait in the queue. We want them to come out of the queue and say, hey, come and buy from us today. So this does really well for those people as well. So here is what it looks like, right? So you give free content, you give them a tripwire, something if you like, this is what you do, or then you sell them your core product. That's what we want to sell at the end, right? Building the list, 3 ways you could do it, and it works really well. You could actually do that email, you could do Facebook bots, and you could actually do Facebook audience. See, Facebook audience is only works, and today, this strategy, what I talked about at the end, really works well with the videos, but also work well with, if you have a blog, written down blog, that works really well as well. But it doesn't work well with, yeah, absolutely. Groups are much, much better than pages, yes. Facebook has got a new strategy. If Facebook won't show you your pages now, or Facebook won't show you messages on your friend list, all your friends won't even get to see some of your messages. That's why Facebook is promoting groups now. What Facebook is doing is, the entire reason of Facebook is putting the communities together, right? Putting community groups works best for that. So if you don't have it, build a group, get people to the group as well, like this one. It's one of the best thing you'll do for your business as well, right? So that's the other thing you could do. But I think what I really like personally, the other strategy, because the Facebook, people don't even have to do anything. They don't have to take any action. They just get to consume your stuff, and without taking any action. Right? All right, let's open it up. Any questions on this? Any questions? Did that actually make sense? Did you guys understand it? Did you guys understand it? Did that actually make sense? Yeah, that's right. They want social stuff on social media. They don't want people to be selling on social media. Really important concept, right? If you go on a website, on our website, for the first thing, I've got a video there called, oh no, it's on a YouTube. I'll put it here. Why selling on social media doesn't work? Because imagine this, right? Selling on social media doesn't work is because one of the biggest reason is people don't go on social media to buy stuff. right? A lot of people are trying to sell stuff on social media, but people don't go to buy stuff. People go on Google to buy stuff. People go on eBay or Amazon to buy stuff, but they don't go on social media to buy stuff. So we need to make sure that we keep that congruent with the reason the Facebook and social media has been designed. So when you provide a free content or your free video without anything asking for, there's no call to action at the bottom. When you do that, what it means is people are just like, people like it because it's free, right? That's what social media is supposed to do. Yeah, yeah, they do. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Let me close this. Let me stop sharing this. All right. All right. Any questions? Who we have? Let me check on the Facebook group. Do we have anybody? Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually upload the better video here. See if that makes sense. I'm going to, all right, guys, any other questions here? If you have any question, please let me know. I'm going to actually upload the better video on in the group as well, this with the slides and stuff. All right, who we have? So it all depends upon, I reckon it takes about 3 months to do it. And the reason for that is end-to-end 3 months, because you don't want to sell one video, you want to give more videos, right? So it takes a bit of time, but you can set it up within a month as well. So about a month. All right, any other questions? All right, I'm going to stop this. And so no, you can't post the video from your personal profile. So the only thing you could actually do it is do through Facebook page and through Facebook ads, sponsored ads. So you can go on business.facebook.com and you post through that. That's your sponsored ads. That's where you post it. That's where you build the audience. So if you go on business.facebook.com, that's where you do it. Business page is, yeah, business page is used for ads, yes. So you can't actually do anything with the personal profile if you want to do paid stuff. Yeah, that's the only benefit basically, yeah. Other than that, yeah, Facebook, you must have a page as a business page, but other than that, no. Awesome, no problem. All right, guys. So all this gets tracked through Facebook pixels. Remember what I said, audience and everything at the back end, you must have a pixels installed. If you don't have a pixels installed, this won't work. So all the Facebook audience we talked about, that is managed by Facebook using Facebook pixels. If we don't have it, so there is a technical stuff has to happen before that. That's part of that. So all these technical steps need to happen, right? You must have certain things to set it up. But once it's set up, it works. Alrighty, guys. Any other question? I'm going to put. So if you're watching this as a recording, let me know. Yeah, that's okay. We'll set it up. All right, guys. That's it. I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you for watching.